Eating indigenous foods will make you lose weight. If you overeat them, you will surely gain weight. Have you ever asked yourself why sweet potatoes are actually sweet? Now that you've stopped eating industrial and major foods such as the ones from maize or corn, will you lose weight on indigenous foods? Or you've changed from eating white to eating brown foods, and now you're eating the brown indigenous foods. Will you lose weight? This video discusses the effect or the eating or consumption of indigenous foods or African traditional foods, mainly eaten by people of African descent in Africa, the Caribbean, Americas, and Europe. And these foods are now even popular worldwide, especially among the health-conscious people. I grew up eating these foods, and I still eat them today. However, my relationship with these foods has changed since January of 2021, when my doctor sent me home to lose weight or face the consequences of diabetes. And before we go on, please note, I'm not a doctor or a medical professional. The views in this video are actually my own experience, opinion, or research findings. So how do I know the effect of these traditional or African indigenous foods? I actually measured, and I measured using a glucometer, which is here. So we have the two parts of a glucometer, and I've done another video, the 3R strategy, where I actually show you how to correctly use a glucometer. In this video, I'll go through some selected African foods or indigenous foods, compare them, and then rank their effect on your blood sugar and therefore weight loss. So the first food I'll talk about is sweet potatoes, which are now popular worldwide. So what happens when you replace Irish or normal potatoes with sweet potatoes? Will you lose weight? What do you think? Have you ever asked yourself why sweet potatoes are actually sweet? The reason they're sweet is because they have sugar. Sweet potatoes are actually below ground tubers, which nature designed to store the food made in the leaves, store them underground in the tubers, and use them in times of need. So if you eat too much sweet potato, your body will store them as fat on your body. So how many people should be eating this plateful of sweet potatoes? This is enough for 4 to 8 people. In my part of the world, you can either peel sweet potatoes or just cut them up. You can also cook them whole, and you can also just cook them without peeling at all. So depending on where you are on your weight loss journey, you should only eat between 1/8 to 1/3 of your plate of sweet potatoes. In my case, for lunch, I can have a 1/4 plate of sweet potatoes. For dinner, it can only be 1/8. Anything more than this means I'll have elevated blood sugar the next day, meaning if this happens for consecutive days, I'll not be losing weight. So this is a sample lunch where I'm eating sweet potatoes with beef and vegetables. So please remember, every time your blood sugar levels rise, the body receives the signal to remove the sugar from the blood. And the way the body does this is by converting the sugar into fat. So if you want to lose weight, a full potato plate is a no. So don't mindlessly snack on sweet potatoes. In my part of the world, sweet potatoes have recently replaced the wheat-based snacks such as mandazi in boardrooms. Yes, true, they are the lesser evil, but they are not innocent. So as those snacks come at tea break, let them pass you by. The second food I'll talk about is cassava. If there's an indigenous food I like, it is cassava. But I don't know, have you ever looked at cassava carefully? Cassava actually looks like laboratory-grade starch, a carbohydrate, which quickly turns to sugar in your blood. So, For me, cassava is one food I never eat for dinner. If I do, my fasting blood sugar skyrockets. For lunch, I can enjoy maybe one piece of cassava or just an eighth of the plate. That is, I'm eating at level 3. Should I eat more than 2 pieces of cassava, I will surely wake up with raging blood sugar, which stays high for 2 or 3 days. Meaning, actually, during this period, I'm actually gaining weight instead of losing weight. So if you're finding this video useful, please give it a like and subscribe to this channel that I may continue to bring you more of such content. So a plateful of cassava is a no-no if you want to lose weight. Don't mindlessly snack on cassava. And remember, even fried cassava fries or chips, whatever you call it in your part of the world, are also high in sugar. So whenever you want to pick fries, be they cassava fries or any other fries or chips, remember you're actually just adding sugar to your body. And as you eat the fries, you're also drowning your body in deep frying oil. So it means in addition to sugar, you're also adding direct fat. And this is the bad kind of fat from seed oils. The double tragedy of eating deep fried cassava snacks is that you more than double even your calories. So as you eat them, remember you will not lose weight. If you are habitually buying fries on the streets made of cassava and enjoying them as you go home at the bus stop or elsewhere. The third food I'll talk about is maize and beans. Maize and beans can be eaten alone or in combination. This is very popular in East Africa, where they're even eaten for breakfast, lunch, and supper. In my part of the world, the maize and beans combination is called githeri or nyoyo, or any other. You can write down in the comments and let us know. Definitely, these maize and beans are a healthy alternative to cereal or bread or any other wheat product or snack. But the important question is, how much of these beans and maize should you eat? Whether alone or in combination, for me, I cannot eat more than 1/8 of beans and maize. And initially, I tried eating a whole bowl of maize and beans, believing they were healthy. And for sure, the next morning, I would wake up with a sugar spike. How do I know? By measuring. All the time, measuring with my glucometer. Maize on a cob is healthy, but please, if you want to lose weight, do not eat more than 1 piece. And although beans are believed to be protein, what most people do not know is that beans have a high amount of starch, which is a form of sugar. And excess will always be converted to starch. How do you know this? Just try breaking a cooked bean seed. If the inside is white, it has starch. I have found that different bean species have different amounts of starch, and using my glucometer, I've been able to know which varieties to cook. Maize is straightforward starch and healthy, but must be eaten in moderation and according to the different levels when you want to lose weight. Remember, no more than 1/3 a plate or no more than 2 pieces of free maize on a cob. However, a whole plate of maize and beans is a no-no. This plateful is enough for 3 or 4 people. Maize on cob is an all-time favorite to snack on, and it can be eaten boiled or roasted. In my part of the world, roasted maize is a popular street food. So as you go home and pick a piece or 2 at the bus stop, please remember it's adding to your calories. When eating at level 3 so that you can lose weight, 1 piece or 2 pieces maximum for a meal is enough, and no snacking on roasted maize if you want to lose weight. Roasting and eating maize all day is a no-no if you really want to lose weight. The fourth food I'll talk about is arrowroots. Arrowroots vary in size and color. They're mostly white with purple spots when raw, and when you cook them, they turn more or less purplish. These are tubers that grow below ground, and they store the starch or carbohydrates that is manufactured in their leaves below ground in the tubers that you eat. So as you enjoy them, please remember that is storage and you don't want to store it on your body. I enjoyed arrowroots in my childhood and still enjoy them today. And how do you cook arrowroots? Just cook them like sweet potatoes. And the beautiful thing about arrowroots, they can be eaten for breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And this is a sample of my arrowroot meal for lunch or for dinner. So in my part of the world, arrowroots are now popular foods in restaurants and formal lunches and formal dinners. They have actually replaced maize, wheat, and rice products on the menu. However, how friendly are they to your weight? Remember, they are nature storage. So a full plate of arrowroots is a no. 1 or 2 pieces is enough. For myself, I take like 1 piece for dinner, and for lunch, 2 pieces or a quarter plate. Anything more than a third a plate is a no for anyone who wants to lose weight. However much arrowroots have become a popular snack, remember it is storage. So the 5th food I'll talk about is bananas, which are now very popular worldwide. Bananas can be eaten green, that is cooked, or ripe as fruit. Ripe bananas is the subject of another video, so keep watching. Today, I'll focus on green or cooked bananas. Bananas are a rich source of starch, which turns to sugar in your body. Remember, any excess sugar will be stored as fat. Therefore, if you want to lose weight, eating a full plate of bananas like this one is a no. So, can you enjoy bananas and still lose weight? Yes, you can. This means you need to limit your intake to 1/8, a quarter, or a third of your plate, depending on where you are on my weight loss scale. And this one is a medium-sized banana. When you peel it and cook it, it is enough for a meal. 2 of these is the maximum you should eat if you want to lose weight. So how does this look on a plate? In my case, I can have like 1 cooked banana for dinner or 2 cooked bananas for lunch. Anything that's more than 2 bananas will give me a sugar spike. So how do the indigenous foods we've discussed rank? If you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up, comment, and subscribe to this channel so that we may be able to bring you more content in this regard. So the 5 foods we've discussed, how will you know how they rank? You can only know this by measuring your blood sugar. And like I've said, you must measure with something that records. In this case, a glucometer, which has 2 parts. And you can measure your blood sugar 30 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes, and 120 minutes after you eat. You should also measure how the different foods affect your fasting blood sugar, which is what you do in the morning, like an hour after you wake up and before you eat. So for details about this, see my video on 3R strategy for weight loss. Having measured using this scientific tool, which is what is used by patients, I can rank these indigenous foods in the following order. And remember, this is based on data from my own body. So it will vary from person to person. So having measured, cassava is the worst, followed by banana, and then the maize and beans, sweet potatoes, and arrowroots are the most friendly food for me. I eat mostly arrowroots and sweet potatoes, and I eat this more frequently than the other indigenous foods. So what myths have we debunked? The first one is that eating indigenous foods will make you lose weight. We know eating indigenous foods does not lead to automatic weight loss. Weight loss in relation to food depends on the calorie density and the portion size, especially of the starch portion, which I've been talking about in many of my videos, including this one. And of course, to a lesser degree, your activity level. The second myth is that all indigenous foods are low in calories. We now know not all indigenous foods are low in calories or low in sugar, which is a carbohydrate. Some, like sweet potatoes, are popular, but they're actually nature's reserves of energy in the form of carbohydrates. So if you overeat them, you will surely gain weight. Thirdly, how you prepare your foods will determine the final calories. In my case, I just boil my indigenous foods with salt and water. Of course, if you deep fry them, then you double your calories. And this means you will not be able to lose weight. Coming soon is a video on so-called healthy or superfoods and how they affect your weight loss or your weight gain. So keep watching my videos so that you don't miss out on this very interesting video that will come soon. See you in that video.